welcome back to the Mystery 550 project. I've put the carbs to one side because I need some brushes to finish cleaning them. I'll get onto them in the next couple of days. So I thought I'd have a look at what engine parts I've got, and I shall just flip you around and show you what we've got. So, bits of case. Let's start from the top. There is the main engine case. Coming down here, still got the bolts in. We've got a head which was stuck just a few minutes ago, and I just managed to get all the rockers moving, but the whole lot needs stripping. There you got the barrels, that all needs cleaning up. We've got bits of case, that all needs dealing with, cleaning and such like. Right, so now we have crank and bits, cam, gears, gearbox parts, and we've got clutch, and we've got pistons, two pots of pistons. There's one in there, we go, there's two pistons in there, all sorts of bits, kickstarter piece in there, we've got all sorts in here, various little bits to go inside. Coming around here, we've got valves and springs and collets. That is part of the engine, but I'm not sure what, because it's come out of a box that said 175, so I'm hoping that that is actually from the 550. Another part of gearbox, selector, and a box of random bits out of the 175 box. Not sure what they are. So let's just have a little scoot through here. What have we got? Pistons, we've got rods, we've got some bearings. So the whole lot needs new bearings, the whole lot needs new chains. I think all the cogs so far as I can see look reasonably good. I'll need new clutch plates. The cylinders look pretty good condition considering. I might leave them, but I'll have a look at them afterwards. The head needs ripping apart and dealing with. Gears all look like they've been pretty well preserved with oil, all been oiled. I'm going to change all the bearings, so roller bearings, needle bearings, ball bearings, the whole lot, all the seals and everything. Crank looks good. It's been sprayed with oil at the point where it was taken apart. Chain, obviously that's going to be replaced. All these bits of case, I've got to clean them up, change any seals and bearings and bits in them, but otherwise that looks pretty good. So that's it for now. I shall just have a root through and start cleaning this. I might rip the engine case apart because that's bolted together kind of gently. A couple of Allen bolts or Allen keys will get that apart. I shall speak to you in a bit. So with the aid of a heat gun and about 25 minutes of persuasion, I managed to get the two bolts that were holding this together out, and it was held by that little peg as well. So we've managed to get the two halves apart. It's been apart because there's no gasket, but it's filthy. This bolt here is a bit stubborn. There's another one in the back there, down there, a little bit stubborn. I shall try and get those out, and just generally clean up all the mess that's on it. Try and clean some of these threaded holes as well. So stage one of cleaning as best I can at the moment. So we've got the gasket face is cleaned down. I haven't taken that seal out yet. It's generally clean. It's got to be heavily cleaned again. So this gasket face was disgusting. It was covered in grime and stuff, old gasket glue. So that's all done. The other half is still to be done. I'll do that tomorrow. So right now we've cleaned Cleaned all the faces, just preliminarily cleaned all the faces and just generally cleaned it over because these were filthy and so oxidised. Excuse the squeaky floor. I'm just going to blow out some of these holes just to see what we're left with. I've got to clean all these thread holes, everything. The oil channels are now open so I can blast through those. I'm just going to blast some air through and see where we're heading. See, each of these thread holes, I just want to try and clear some of the muck out because they're pretty awful. Being careful not to damage any of the threads. Excuse the compressor. While I'm here, I'll just clean this, well, blow a bit through here. These two drain holes just go straight into the case, just oil drains, so I shall just give these a little blow through. And for now I'm putting all the bits back so that I know where they come from, and then these will probably get replaced because that one's been pretty chewed up at some point. Right, now we have the other face. All of this is pretty much cleaned. I've got, I think, all of the old gasket seal off. It was grotty. There's one of the, I know one of the little locating things are missing. I need to find one of those. This oil channel, I'll show you that, has been well and truly mangled, so I've got to try and find one or create another one. That goes on there. That was mangled when I got it. The case was all skew and in a mess, and it had obviously been wrenched around and broken that. So just keeping the screws. The other channel that goes down here I've got, that's an aluminium one, or metal one anyway. Yeah, got to clean all these. The journals look pretty good condition, to be honest. All these faces look pretty good. There we go, I shall just go through all these holes. So here we have the top half of the crankcase. Still got to clean all the holes out, but this has been cleaned before all the faces are done. As I said, one of the dowels is there, other dowel is missing. I shall find one of those. I actually think there might be some in one of the boxes. Got to get the studs out at some point. They're pretty well tightened in there. So yeah, I shall get this cleaned up and see you in a bit. So there we have the two halves of the crankcase basically cleaned up, and there's still quite a lot of little bits to clean out, but they're, well, before the half of the holes were full of muck. There's oxidization everywhere. They hadn't been completely stripped, but they'd been just about stripped, but then they've been left here for well, upwards of 11. I've had the bike for 11 years, so so for more than that, I mean, they've been apart for a long time before that. I don't know when it was last run. So anyway, these are preliminary cleaned. Now I can start putting things back together just to make sure that everything fits. I've got all the bearings and seals and stuff on order. I think I've got a whole set of case bolts. I need to get some studs, cylinder studs at some point. Yeah, and then it's going to be a jigsaw of putting stuff back together. Fun, fun, fun.